Hey, Hakeem, do you think you can help me learn the local language here in Malawi?
Oh, you wanna learn Chichewa,
Yeah.
but it will challenge you
Yeah, sure. Okay.
physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, musically, intrinsically, extrinsically, musically, tically, emotically. Do you think you can handle it?
I do, yeah.
Right, let's go ahead.
All right. Heck, man. What the heck?
My bad, just cut up a moment, man.
What does this have to do with learning Chichewa?
I just really like watching a lot of movies, bro. Anyways, let's go back to our way. Come over, we can do it again. Come on, man.
Subscribe, like, share, and comment now. Raise the roof, let's show 'em how. Spread the love, let it go worldwide.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the TMax. I've been traveling through Malawi, the warm heart of Africa, and it's been incredible. But to really get the vibe of this place, you have to try and speak the local language, Chichewa. Chichewa is part of the larger Bantu family of languages, so that means it has lots of similarities with Swahili and Zulu. Now, full disclosure, I am not fluent. I am barely conversational. We're talking basic greetings and some small phrases. But honestly, speaking Chichewa really grants you favor with the locals. So in today's video, I'm going to share the words and expressions that I've learned to connect with the locals and the culture. So if you watched the video on my travel channel where I visited Zikomo Island, I mentioned in that video that the very first word I learned here in Malawi was indalama. And this is because I was in the shared taxi and we went to the gas station and the driver said, "Hey, I need indalama so we can pay for this gas." So he was asking me for the money for the trip. Okay, so now for some basic greetings. Zikomo, Moni, Bo, Bobo, Wawa, Zabwo. All of these are different ways to say hi or to greet someone. And once you make friends and you're a bit informal, you can use expression like fada, which means like bro, or aire, which is kind of like what's up. And coming back to this word Zikomo, this is a very universal Swiss Army knife type of word. It actually means hello, thank you, goodbye, okay, you're welcome. So depending on the context, Zikomo can be used for many different things. But when you are using it for thank you, you want to add some emphasis, you can say Zikomo kwambiri. And again, when you want to be informal and say thank you, you can say tatokoza. So which translates to pleasure. So this means you can also use it when you meet people and you want to say, oh, it's nice to meet you. You can say tatokoza. So before I learned that you can just use tatokoza by itself to mean it's nice to meet you, I was saying the entire expression, which is tatokoza pokumana di kuzimana. And this literally means I'm grateful for the opportunity to meet and share. So it's a bit formal, so stick with tatokoza. And if you hear takulandilani, this means welcome, but in the sense of welcome to a location. But if you want to say you're welcome, your best bet is to stick with Zikomo. So when you see somebody and you want to start a conversation, you can start with Zikomo, which is hello, but the next step would be to say, how are you? Muli bwanji. And 99% of the time they will respond, indili bueno, kaya inu. So indili bueno means I'm well, and kaya inu is and you. And then you would just say the same thing, indili bueno, and then Zikomo, thank you. I'm well, thank you. Now if you see them in the morning, you can say mwadzuka bwanji, which literally means, have you woken up? Don't get caught up on the literal. It means, how are you this morning? And they will respond, tadzuka bueno, kaya inu. So, I woke up well. And you? And you would respond, tadzuka bueno, Zikomo. I woke up well as well. Thank you. And if you see them in the afternoon, you can say, maswela bwanji. And this means, has the day gone well for you? And you can respond, ndaswera bueno, which literally means, the day has gone well. But it's just a way to respond, yeah, good afternoon. And when you're leaving somewhere, you can say to people, tiwanana, and that just means see you later. You can say tiwanana mawa, that means see you tomorrow. And if you want to say goodbye at night, you can say usiku wa bueno, which is good night. So now that they see you have a little bit of level, they might say Zina lanundani, which means what is your name? And I first learned to respond Zina langa di Tim. My name is Tim. But then later somebody told me you can just say Ndine Tim. And that's an easier way to say my name is Tim. So we've already learned 2 of the question words, Bwanji and Dani. So Bwanji is how and Dani is who. If you want to say where, you would say kuti. If you want to say when, you would say liti. And if you want to say how much, you can say indalama zingati. And then just point at whatever you want to know how much that is. For those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you'll know I like to make comparison videos, especially false friends. So something you hear in one language that has one meaning, and that same word in another language has a completely different meaning. And I've come across one of those in Chichewa. The word is terere, and that here means okra. It's a type of vegetable. But terere in Spanish and in Portuguese is a type of tea. So if you're a Spanish speaker or Portuguese speaker, be careful because one's a drink and one's a food. Speaking of food, if you spend any amount of time in Malawi, you are going to eat nsima, which is basically like a cornmeal porridge that they've like formed into a dough ball, and they use it, eat it with their hands, and they use it to scoop up masamba or vegetables or whatever the meat they have. For example, nkutu, which would be chicken, or chambo, which is fish, a very popular dish you'll find around Lake Malawi. And if you're enjoying the food while you're eating it, you can say kukoma as you're eating. And after you're done eating, you can say zimakoma or zimakoma kwambiri. And all of these means it's tasty. One thing to note when you're speaking to a native Chichewa speaker who's speaking English, they will often interchange the letters L and R. So they might ask you, what do you want to eat for lunch? Or they might say, what do you want to eat for lunch? There's no rhyme or reason, it's just kind of hit or miss. Or their favorite color might be brew or lead, which would be blue and red. And when I was staying at Tumbi View Lodge, the main waitress, her name is Lifo. And I called her Rifo for like 3 weeks before I found out that her name was actually Lifo. But she says Rifo sometimes, so just be prepared for that. And 2 expressions you're going to hear a lot are "ay" and "aish." So whenever somebody's telling a story and something crazy happened, they'll hear "ay," and it's just like, oh, this high-pitched "ay" sound. And it's funny, men and women both do it. And then if it's like, exasperation or, they want to express pity, they'll say "aish." And finally, let's look at just a list of random words that I've learned. Mzungu means white man. You're going to hear this expression a ton. Kids are going to say it when they see the tourists, like mzungu, mzungu. Or if, people are talking about the tourists that they see, they're going to say mzungu. I think it's only for white people, so it's not like gringo in Brazil where it's just any foreigner. Mzungu is specifically a white person. And when I was in Zikomo Island, I met a guy named Maralitzo. And then later, someone wanted to give me a Chichewa name. He said, oh, your name should be Maralitzo. And I already knew what it meant because I'd met this guy before. But this word means blessing, but it's also a popular name here. So I was in Blantyre and they have these giant spiders along the river creek. And so I was asking a local, like, oh, how do you say, what's the name of these spiders? Like, I want to look it up and find out what kind of spider this is. What's the name in Chichewa? And he was like, oh, Kangaudi. And so I look up Kangaudi, and that's just the word for spider. So it's not this specific spider, and I still don't know what kind of spider that is. And for the history buffs out there, you'll know that Malawi used to be called Nyasa land, and that's because Nyasa is the Chichewa word for lake. And because Lake Malawi is this giant lake that takes up most of the country. And for those of you who are visiting or who have visited, you've probably come across Mulanje. It's the largest mountain that's here in Malawi, so a lot of people go there for hiking. There's tea plantations nearby. I think there's coffee fields as well. But the word Mulanje actually means goodbye, but in the sense of I'm never going to see you again. So I was told that before, when locals would go hike this mountain, they thought that there are spirits that were living on the mountain. So if you went there, you were probably going to die. So basically it was like, oh, we're never going to see you again, Mulanje. And this is why that mountain is named Mulanje. So if you don't subscribe to my channel, after this, it will be Mulanje. And I don't want that. I want it to be Tiwanana or Tiwanana Mawa. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and like and share and comment. And then we can keep seeing each other and you can keep enjoying all my fun videos. And if you saw the video I made about learning slang in South Africa, here they also use the expression sharp sharp or sure sure. And this can be used as a greeting, a parting, or even just a way to say, oh, okay, cool, I understand, sharp sharp, well, we'll meet later, okay, cool, sharp sharp. I definitely appreciate you watching this entire video. Good job. Make sure you share this with friends and family and other people who will be interested in this type of content. Make sure you leave me comments, let me know what you want to see, let me know what you like. Remember to give it a like. Thanks again for following on the journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video.